Hey guys, welcome back. Aurabomb here, bringing you another one of our TCG live videos. It's not PCGO, it's TCG. We're talking about Dark Order today. Shout out to Bookie Beach for having an amazing website as always. I'm currently streaming this, so there's no chat on screen because the chat looks ugly on screen, as you can see right here. Yeah. But hello to all of the lovely people in the chat. I'm going to be talking about the set on stream, and I'm also going to be discussing with the chat if they say anything that I might miss, right? So of course, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Dark Order seems like a really cool set, so I can't wait to talk about it. So don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share all the good jazz for a chance to win a couple Celestial Storm codes. We actually have a huge code giveaway coming up soon. But if you guys just want to win standard codes, you know, Celestial Storm stuff, answer the comment question today being what is going to be your favorite card from this set. And don't forget to check out our awesome sponsors. I gotta remember to do this from now on. Here in Guardian Gaming, of course, great place to buy codes. Lost Thunder is coming out soon, so make sure you constantly check out Guardian Gaming for whenever they release the cards, because these things sell out fast. They have a great website for a great price, so they sell it really quickly. I'll be sure to try to tweet and also post in the video as soon as I can whenever they have it up, but be on the lookout because they are supplying me with 100 Celestial Storm codes to give away to you guys soon. So keep a lookout on the video. But anyways, let's talk about these shenanigans. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna try to take a look at some of these cards too and keep everything on screen. There's too much on my screen right now, guys. So if I'm not talking to the people in chat directly, just spam me, I guess, and I'll see if I can respond. We got Nula in 60 HP, so nothing too interesting because there's already a 70 HP one. We got a new Torracat, and besides having like Torracat being like one of the best Pokemon ever, the design is flawless. Torracat is so cool, but besides the cool design, there's not really too much going on with this card. You have Roar, which means you switch your opponent with a bench. Got Claw Slash for colorless, so it's a colorless fire type attacker, to be fair, but it's also stage 1, so it's not like attacker of any kind. Whatever. Moving on, we got Zapdos. Here, 110 HP with a 1 energy attack, 2 retreat, which is awkward, and a weakness to lightning, which is even more awkward. Assault Thunder, 10 damage if the Pokemon became your active Pokemon this turn. This attack does 70 more damage. It's not affected by weakness. So like, it's a good attack until the last line, right? What's the point of having this Pokemon if you can't even hit for weakness? So overall, this card went from cool to bad really quickly. Let's see what else we got. Okay, here's where the fun comes in. We got a brand new Ampharos GX, but look at this cute Mareep. This thing is straight adorbs. I love it. It is adorable, and I love it. Mareep is such a great Pokemon. As a kid, I played Gen 2 the most, right? And every game I tried to, if I didn't have a plan for another electric type, I always tried to catch a Mareep because it was in one of the early routes right after the first gym. So I was always like, I gotta find me a Mareep. I love Ampharos. He's so cool. He's got Shock Bolt 30, discard a lightning energy. It's actually pretty good because we have that Electro Power card. I think that's coming out in the next set as well, but it's also being reprinted in this set. That increases your damage output by 30. So for electric type Pokemon, that is. So you can actually do a lot of damage with this 1 energy attack. You have to discard the energy, which is not great, but like, actually is not bad in an Ampharos deck, which we'll discuss later. We got 90 HP, Fluffy, which does the same thing. Bull has Buzz Punch for 30, and then 60 for 2 lightning. We have to discard all the lightning energy. It's a little bit more difficult, but it's still it's not bad. The only downside of like these electric Pokemon is that Buzzwole right now is really good in Japan, which means it's probably going to be good for us too, because Buzzwole Ninetales is just like kind of broken. But overall, Ampharos has a chance to survive because it's got a lot of HP. We'll talk about Ampharos right now. Ampharos GX, first of all, amazing artwork. Checking the chat always a little bit here and there. 240 HP, 3 retreat, which is awkward, weakness to fighting, which we mentioned sucks, but having a metal resistance is always kind of nice because Solgaleo GX is a thing, Duskmane Necrozma is a thing, and now you can avoid knockouts even with Choice Band from Duskmane, so that's pretty nice. But we got an amazing first attack for 1 energy. The beautiful thing about this card is the low energy attack cost. For 1 energy, you have Power Recharge, 30 damage. Put all Electro Power cards from your discard pile onto your hand. If you guys need a reminder of what Electro Power does, let me scroll all the way to the bottom here because it's somewhere down here. Here it is. Electric Power. During this turn, your lightning Pokemon's attack do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Yes, it's a plus power, but with plus 30, and you can play all 4 of them, and that's 120 more damage. So if you increase the damage output by 120 for your Ampharos here, you are hitting for 150 with the choice band 180 for 1 energy. And the effect of this attack is put all electric power cards from your discard pile into your hand. That's right, you play them all, put them right back in your hand, rinse, repeat. 180 for 1 energy every turn, and you put items back in your hand, which is really good versus Garbodor too. So rinse, repeat, awesome card, love it. Impact Bolt, 150 damage, discard all lightning energy from this Pokemon. Once again, there's not really a downside to that. You hit for a lot more damage, but you lose all your lightning energy. Well, then next turn you just slap another one, hit for those 30s once again for a lot of damage, and then boom, bam, shabam, you're just rinse and repeating. It's a great max potion target as well because it is a 1 energy attack. So overall, Ampharos is really, really cool. It's bulky Ampharos deck. You can play Weakness Policy if you're afraid of fighting. We have other electric support coming out as well, and you can just do big damage. All you have to do is set up a stage 2. It just realistically, it's not that hard, especially since it is a 1 energy attack, meaning max potion is a really, really good thing for this card. And Weakness Policy, honestly, I think I'd rather play Weakness Policy, like a 4-up Weakness Policy if Buzzwole is going to be as threatening as it is. But you know, Choice Band is good too. You can probably play Split of Tools. But that's really, really cool. I'm trying to see if the chat has anything interesting to say. Oh yeah, we just talked about the GX tech because I did forget. Shout out to the chat. GX tech is kind of meh. Search your deck for up to 7 Pokemon, reveal them, put them into your hand. If we ever, like, I guess you can just grab a bunch of tech Pokemon and put them into your hand, like Marshadows. There's a new Coco Prism I'm going to have to show off in a second. I don't know how useful this card is, especially since like this is the kind of deck where you're going to be wanting to do damage every turn. So Electrical GX not doing damage kind of makes it a pretty meh GX attack. We have other GX electric Pokemon like Tapu Koko GX that are just better GX attackers in general. So I'm not too interested in this GX attack, but like I said, we have other tech electric type Pokemon or just Pokemon in general that can use better GX attacks. So I'm not really too worried about that. But hey, shout out to Zombie Project with the host. Let me see if I can put that host on screen. With the host with 5 viewers. Shout out to you, Big Dog. We're talking about Dark Order, just kind of discussing it while recording the video. Dark Man makes you think of Gucci Band. I'm just checking the chat. Uwu, Ampharos, Zoroark. Meh, I'd rather not play Zoroark. It's like, it just seems like a perfectly fine deck without Zoroark. Playing Zoroark means that you have a weaker matchup versus Buzzwole because that's more targets for the knockout, as well as Baby Buzz is a huge problem as well. So I'm trying my best to make the matchup versus Zoroark less bad, I guess. Also, you have cards like Zeraora that can give you like free retreat, I think, with a lightning energy attack. So you can always play Zeraora. Zeraora has another good GX attack, putting a bunch of energies on the board. So you have a lot of cool options. Room for D. Oh yeah, you even have room. Yeah, there we go. Bell Jacob saying you have room for DCE in your decks if you want to play them. Also, you have that Bledsoul Zebstrika. Not this one. There's a Zebstrika that lets you discard your whole hand and draw 4. So it's a good way to accelerate energies. Think like a weirder Octillery, I guess. But let's talk about these Blitzels. You got 60 HP Blitzel. Search your deck for up to 2 electric power cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. This is not a bad attack to this is not a bad Pokemon just throw into the Ampharos deck. You can put 2 electric power cards and just kind of get yourself while you're setting up your Ampharos in the back. So it's not a bad Pokemon to have. I mean, it's going to be knocked out the following turn, but overall, like I said, it's not that bad. You got Zebstrika. I mean, if you're going to play the Zebstrika, this is the Blitzel to play. Maybe there's a higher HP one, but you want your electric power cards as soon as possible. So this feels like the Blitzel to play. If this Pokemon evolved from Blitzel during this turn, it does 90 more damage. So it's just like Lucario, but for 1 more energy and a pretty bad typing. Like, there's not many things that get hit for weakness except for like Ho-Oh, I guess. So you don't really care about this card. So yeah, don't play it. We got a Moga. I'm waiting for this to be important. First of all, that artwork is epic. I love that artwork. But it has the ability Cheek Meeting. During your turn, you may search your deck for a Pokemon with a Cheek Rubbing attack, reveal and put it into your hand. So I'm hoping we get like a Snubble-esque attack where you can put energies on a bunch of Pokemon with cheek rubbing, because it feels like a more consistent version than I don't know, we'll see. But Cheek Rubbing is just a paralysis if you flip head. So overall, it's pretty meh. But it does have free retreat, but I'd rather play Coco. So yeah, moving on. See what I missed? Yeah, I didn't miss anything. Okay. Sorry, just to clear my throat there, guys. We got Joltik here, 40 HP Joltik. Trying to, like, there's a bunch of apps open on my computer right now, so there's gonna be a little bit of lag. We got Joltik here, Leech Life, whatever, 40 HPs, whatever, lame. We got Galvantula. Now, Galvantula is actually a really interesting card. Let's see. Galvantula has the ability Unnerve. Prevent all effects done to this Pokemon by item or supporter cards played from your opponent's hand. So they can't Guzma you up. They can't get rid of your energy through like Crushing Hammer or Plumeria or anything like that. So I'm trying to think of other relevant stuff. But more importantly, it's a really good bench sitter, right? You can play 2 Galvantulas and they can never Guzma you around. I guess if the chat says anything worth talking about, I can talk about that there. But the Spider Sled attack is really cool. Search your deck for a discard pile. Search your discard pile for 1 card and put it into your hand. So what you can do is you can constantly be spamming cards like Plumeria or Crushing Hammer or Enhance Hammer or things like that by attacking, putting them back into your hand, things like that. So overall, it's actually a really cool card. It's still stage 1, and it's still a 90 HP Pokemon, so it's not like super great. So there are ways to knock it out, but it's protected on your bench. You can put like other wall Pokemon in the active. You can put max potions back into your hand, things like that. So it's overall it's interesting. I don't know if there's a room in the meta for this kind of deck right now, especially when you have such low HP. I guess you can play dumbbells, put yourself at 130, which is a pretty decent number, but you also have to be aware of Zoroark and the stadium card. So it looks interesting. I don't know how I feel about it right now. Maybe there'll be a cool idea for it in the future. I guess you can put Electro Power back into your hand. Somebody mentioned that. Mass Meowth mentioned that. Junk Hunt for standard, kind of. It's not really Junk Hunt though, because you're only putting 1 card in your hand. So like, it seems interesting. I don't know if there's any cool ideas. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any cool ideas for that. But we'll just move on. We got Helioptile and Heliolisk, 60 HP. Once again, standard stuff, nothing too interesting. And then we got ourselves Heliolisk, 100 HP, not very great. Spark, this attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, pretty lame. I mean, overall, this card just pre-release fodder, right? And then here's the big boy. Here is the card we were all looking forward to, even though none of us knew it existed. Tapu Koko Prism. First of all, Koko is such a cool Pokemon. That artwork is amazing. It is all that. You guys know purple is one of my favorite colors. Look at that purple in the background. Koko looking menacing, like a boss, it's a 1 of card, of course, but you have this, first of all, Mock Belt, 120, pretty meh, doesn't matter. 1 retreat, whatever, it doesn't matter. This card is literally just like an item. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may use his ability. Choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach 1 lightning energy from your discard pile to each of them. Then put this Pokemon in the Lost Zone. So it's essentially, let me set up Rayquaza, let me set up anything that requires lightning energy. It's amazing in decks that just play lightning energy because it doesn't have to be to a lightning Pokemon. And it's really, really good. Like, you put it in the Lost Zone, so it's just literally it's a Pokemon that acts as an item card but isn't an item card in your discard pile. So love it. It is great. I don't really know like what else to say about it. Decks that require a lot of energy in the board. Love this deck. Rayquaza comes to mind. I guess it can help accelerate your tag team Zekrom Pikachu if you want to play that. It helps you set up your other Tapu Kokos. I'm trying to think what else you could set up with this dude. Breathe, dude, breathe. I'm trying to breathe, man. I just had a hiccup. That's way I was like joking there. I was hicking up, but I was trying not to be loud about it. Why not just print it as a Prism Star item? Because the Pokemon is cooler. I guess the downside of having the Tapu Koko Prism is that you can lead with it, never get it out of the active, let it get knocked out, and then you never use the ability, right? So it's not as good as an item card. But at least it's not a supporter, right? Also, I don't think there are any Prism Star items. I think that's probably the reason, right? Because they only play supporters in Pokemon. Anyways, Prism, there's not really too much to talk about in this Pokemon. You can set up Ampharos easily. You can set up cards like Zeraora easily. I think that's it. Really, there's not too much to talk about there. This is a really, really, really good card for electric type deck. So make sure you guys get those cards. We got Larvitar here. I know there's a Larvitar that can actually Oko Zoroarks with enough under the right circumstances. That also is a DC attacker. I know there were Zoroark decks that are playing it, so I think you always play that one. I think it has like Revenge, where if you got knocked out, it does like 60 more damage or something, which is enough to knock out a Zoroark. But that doesn't matter. 70 HP. I think the other one also had 70 HP. I'm not too sure. We got Pupitar here with only 10 HP more with a DC attack payback. If your opponent only has 1 prize card remains, it's technically 90 more damage. So 120 for DC, not too bad. but overall, if you have to be losing the game when you're an 80 XP Pupitar. So, yikes. Alright, we got Pancham here. Arm Thrust, another DC. What's up with all these DC attacking Pokemon? 40 damage, flip a coin if Tails' attack fails. If heads, discard 1 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. It's not bad. Not bad. Alright, here's the big boy. We were talking about Ariados earlier in the chat. This is just kind of a better version. Because it's a single, it's a basic Chemical Breath, 20 damage, attack does 50 damage for each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. So once again, it pairs well with things like Nihilego, whatever it's called, Salazzle, and that's really about it. I guess with this Alolan Grimer, you can play like Salazzle and a bunch of like Vipers, increasing damage output. It's a DC attack, and it's a basic. So overall, it's really easy to set up the thing, but at the same time, it's not super consistent because you have to devolve and revolve all these Pokemon over and over again, or just keep picking up things like your Nihilego and stuff like that. And if you play Nihilego, you have to make sure you can get this out of the active and switch into a different one. So it's okay. It's okay, but overall, rather play. It's not like a great deck, right? But the cool thing is you can play Shining Celebi and attack with this thing. So, use the attack while being an Alolan Muck, and also you have access to the Alolan Muck GX as well. So you can use Shining Celebi, have a pretty good attack as an Alolan Grimer, and combine it with like a Alolan Muck GX or even this one. And this one's pretty interesting. When you place Pokemon from your hand to evolve on your Pokemon, you may look at the top 6 cards of your opponent's deck, discard as many items you find there as you like, then shuffle the remaining cards into your opponent's deck. So it's really good for like Trash Lanch. So Alolan Muck Trash Lanch might be a deck. It's not even that bad. Gunk Shot, 80 poison. It's not great. It's not a good attack. You're probably never going to use that attack unless you absolutely have to. But yeah. I'm trying to check if there's anything else interesting. Gucci Larvitar. Gucci Larvitar. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Cool. So overall, I think the Alolan Muck has like a free attack, it's a GX attack, has 230 or 40 HP, something like that. I'll look into it later, but you guys let me know in the chat, because you guys are always MVPs, and let me know. All right, we got T-Tar here, another T-Tar. This T-Tar is actually pretty interesting. It might be better in Expanded just because it has high attack cost, but 170 HP, attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Pretty decent attack. I'd rather play Shining Arceus, to be honest, but it's pretty cool. And then Bite, 130 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX or GX, the attack does 100 more damage. So obviously it's 4 energies, dark colors, DCE pretty much, but you hit for 230 against EX and GX, and hitting for 130 is beautiful versus non-GX Pokemon because it knocks out most of the relevant one, pretty much every basic relevant one that I can think of. So this is actually a really, really good attacker, but it's a 4 energy attack cost, so it has its downsides. Luckily, you can play like counter energy and DCE. And Expanded, you have things like Dark Patch. If you play Lightning in Pokemon, you can use Lightning Energy. You can use Tapu Go. Overall, it's pretty cool. The attack cost sucks, but it's a really interesting attacker for sure. Oh, you can use Super Boost Energy, of course. Super Boost. Poochyena. I'll search for 2 dark Pokemon. I know they're really amping up this dark Pokemon search thingy for this new Zoroark card. Mightyena, Evil Fang, 50, discard 1 card from your opponent's hand for DC. It's not like bad disruption, but it's not a great Pokemon either. Sorry, I thought I heard my name. We got Absol here, 100 HP. As long as this Pokemon is in play, your active Pokemon's retreat costs colors more. And then Shadow Seeker, 30 damage. This does 30 more damage for each color than your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So overall, it's a pretty okay attacker, but the problem is that 2 energy attack cost, right? Like, it's not exactly easy to pull these things off. I mean, you have access to things like Duck Trio, I think is what it is. Duck Trio that increases your opponent's active Pokemon retreat cost with that Stadium card. So you can make this ramp up in damage, but it's still it's only 100 HP. And it's a 2 energy at minimum attack cost, so not a big fan of it, to be fair. But you got Spiritomb here, another really cool card for the Zoroark that we're about to talk about. 70 HP, Soul Compressor, switch your deck for up to 4 Pokemon and discard them. It's a great way for thinning your deck. Honestly, this is a good card in any deck that needs Pokemon discard pile, because thinning your deck for 4 is really, really nice. Hollow Shot does 20 damage. It's a colorless attacker, so you can literally throw this into any deck, and it's cool. Spiritomb's cool. It's a cool Pokemon. Well, I use Absol when you have Goomy. You're not right. You're not wrong, I mean. Hide in Darkness, switch this with one of your bench Pokemon. New Zorua, I mean, it's not bad, but it doesn't have a DC attack, so who cares? We got Zoroark here, the new Zoroark that's probably going to be teched into other Zoroark decks, because it has a pretty decent attack. First of all, you got Taunt for a single Dark Energy, switch with one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon, so it's not bad. But Night Punish, 20 damage, 20 times. This attack does 20 times the amount of Pokemon in your discard pile to a maximum of 10 cards. You can hit a maximum of 200 without choice band with the Zoroark. So overall, pretty good damage output. Not enough to knock out things like Metagross. You're going to need a couple Shrine turns and a choice band if you're going to do that. Which you're most likely not going to be playing Shrine, because there's no reason not to play the GX in this deck unless you're really, I mean, it's just kind of hard to like cycle energies. You can play experience share, I guess, so that's probably one way you can do it, but it's going to take a couple of turns. You have to get lucky and like lead with us, or not really lucky, but if you can set up your board and set up your game to lead with Spiritomb and start attacking with that, will only take a couple of turns. You also have other items that we're going to talk about soon that help you discard, but overall it's a pretty interesting card. It's just that it's only 110 HP, which is not great. You're also weak to fighting, which is also not great, so I don't really see this card picking up any play outside of like a really crazy rogue deck, but it's interesting nonetheless. But overall, I mean, like, it really just doesn't feel like a good card. Like, even though it has really high damage output, the 2 energy attack cost will always bite you in the butt. You only have so many DCs in the game. You're really low HP, which means opposing Zoroark decks will just beat you anyways with the GX, or like anything that can hit 110, which is a lot of cards. So I'm not confident in the deck, but I would love to be proven wrong. I mean, I'll always like more good decks in the format. We got Diaper Boy. It's got Fetch. We got Big Boy. Trash Stop. Discard an item card from your hand. If you do this, attack to 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's pretty cool. It's cool. It's not great, but it's cool. You're discarding items though, which is never great. Let's see. We got Pangoro to evolve from our other dude, Pancham. Hitting him with the Detroit Smash. Tighten up 60 damage. Your opponent discards 2 cards from their hand. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. 170 Pokemon's now confused. It's alright. Not that great. Pretty actually bad. Moving on. Yveltal. 110 HP. The artwork is kind of insane. Hello? That's so rad. What's your attacks? 30 damage. Discard special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. 60 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. It's pretty okay. But here's Big Boy Hoopa. This is a card I'm actually really excited about. Only because we have cards like Nanu, because like overall setting up 3 dark energies is not going to be easy. But no, my mother's yelling, so I'm sorry if you guys can hear that in the background. 190 HP is good. Once again, weakness to fighting is never going to be cool, but it's got some pretty interesting attacks. You got Rogue Ring, search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them into your hand. This is actually going to set up a combination that I'm going to talk about later once we get to Nanu. 160 damage. It can't use Dark Strike. Once again, same thing as Lapras, same thing as Zeraora, same thing, different Pokemon. And then Devil Hand. It is 3 dark energies, which is so difficult actually. Like, people really underestimate how difficult it is now, because we have Lapras that has Aqua Patch, and beforehand we had like Beast Strings. We have Beast Strings for Buzzwole, not beforehand, but we used to have Max Elixirs, but we no longer have Max Elixirs, so it's not exactly easy to pull off these Dark Strikes attacks anymore. Devil Hand. Choose 6 of your opponent's Pokemon EX and GX. Then do 30 damage to each of those Pokemon. So you can choose, and you may choose the same Pokemon more than once. So that means you can essentially put like 120 damage on one GX Pokemon, and then, what is it, 60 damage on another Pokemon. I mean, it's not great. I didn't know it was only for EX and GX Pokemon. I was actually really excited for this attack because I thought it was for any Pokemon. But having it be just EX and GX is kind of bad, because you can snipe the bench for 180, so you can technically knock out a Lele on the bench, but it just doesn't feel great. Like, the attack itself is a lot more underwhelming than I thought it was going to be, unless you play this in like some dark spread, but I don't even know if that's going to be good, so it's alright. It's an alright card. Rogue Ring is a cool attack, and then Dark Strike is a cool attack. I don't really see this Hoopa. Now that I'm looking at this Devil Hand attack, I was actually really excited about it at first, but now that I know it's only for EX and GX Pokemon, it kind of feels underwhelming. Oh, Yveltal is free retreat. Look at that. Thank you for letting me know, Bell Jacob. Oh yeah, and then we'll talk about Black Market in a second, but some of these like single prize, single energy, dark type attackers could be pretty fun with the Black Market Prism, which we'll talk about in a second. It doesn't say apply a weakness and resistance to the bench. Oh, you're right. So maybe this can hit the bench for weakness. Choose 6 of your opponent's Pokemon EX and GX. This attack does 30 damage to each of those Pokemon. It'd be really cool if there's more Dark Weak things. There's not. I mean, they have Dawn Wings, but nobody will play Dawn Wings against Dark in general. So I don't know. That's pretty interesting though. It's actually kind of bad if they have resistance, but overall it's not bad. Now, Incineroar is a card that a lot of people are excited about. It's cool. I don't really know if I like it. I'm gonna go over Nanu real quick because it talks about a lot of these combos I want to mention. So we're gonna go all the way down to the bottom to talk about Nanu. So Nanu is a new supporter card. Choose one of your Pokemon in play. Search your discard pile for a basic Dark Pokemon and switch it with that Pokemon. Any attached cards, damage counters, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on that new Pokemon. Then you discard the first Pokemon, so it goes in discard pile. What you can do, one big strategy that a lot of people are talking about is using Darkrai Prism, put those 2 energies on the board, and then switch them with Hoopa, and then attach 1 energy manually, and then you can start attacking with Hoopa. That's one thing I was talking about earlier. You can do that with any Dark Pokemon, but it has to be a Dark basic Pokemon from your discard pile. One other thing people are talking about is Guzzlord GX. This Guzzlord hits 180, so it's not a bad attacker, but you need like 5 energies on it. So it's another way to just kind of load up energies on a Pokemon. I think like if you're playing Incineroar, which we're going to talk about in a second, you just take in a Nanu and a Guzzlord because it's definitely not bad, but you are damaging yourself a lot. So I don't know, there's not many other basic Dark Pokemon. I guess if you have them in play for multiple turns, you can always just evolve, put one, make it a Zorua, and then evolve into Zoroark or something like that. But I'm not super confident in Nanu just because it feels like overly complex plays that don't gain you as much as the work you're putting in to make it happen. But let me talk about Incineroar GX first. Incineroar has 250 HP, which is good. It's a dark type attacker, which is okay. I wish this was a fire type Pokemon, to be fair, because you wouldn't have that weakness to fighting, but overall still pretty good. Its attacks, let's talk about the attacks first. 130 damage, discard special energy, so it's really good if you're playing against Zoroark or something like that, because you can keep discarding their DCs. DD Tornado, 10 damage, takes 50 more damage for each damage counters on this Pokemon. Once again, pairs really well with its ability. Once during your turn, you may put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon. If you do, search your deck for up to 3 dark energies and attach them to this Pokemon. So you never have to attach energies to this Pokemon. You can constantly just search them from your deck and attach them manually. So that goes back into what we were talking about earlier. You can literally use Nanu and replace it with any other dark type of Pokemon, but you will have to realize that you're putting 3 damage counters on that Pokemon. Like I said, it's probably only good on Guzzlord because Guzzlord has 210 HP already anyways. Because I don't really see Hoopa being worth it. Because I like the idea. See, the thing to me, right, is I'm kind of like, I'm torn on this card, and a lot of people really like it, and I don't blame you for liking it. I'm torn on this card because you have 250 HP, but by putting the damage counters on you, you're putting yourself in 220, which is actually a lot easier to hit, especially combined with Shrine, than 250 is. Let me give you an example. A boosted Sledgehammer from Baby Buzz does not knock you out from full, but if you put the damage counters on you, sure, you knock out a Baby Buzz, but they knock you out in return because you have the damage counters on you, and you can't max push away those damage counters. One card that I feel like could be interesting is Damage Mover. If you play like a bunch of Damage Mover, put those 3 damage counters from one Pokemon to a different Pokemon so that this thing still stays at full HP. It seems like a cool idea. Another thing is you can just play max push in general and accept the fact that you're going to be at 220 HP and just hit for 130. You're going to run out of dark energies though, so this deck is going to be one of those decks that play like 3 or 4 copies of energy recycler. But I mean, it's not bad. Hitting 130 is a really good number just in general. You can always play DCE, so you don't have to get a million energies every single turn, so you can save some in the deck. DD Tornado obviously pairs well with the GX with the ability because that's already an instant 160, 190 with a choice band. The damage output is kind of mediocre though. 2-hit KO is never good in this current format because these decks that survive 2-hit KOs will be playing Max Potions and Ace Rolla already anyways. So I'm never like super comfortable in playing these 2-hit KO decks that aren't Zoroark, but it seems like a really cool card. I'm just trying to think of any crazy combinations. Let's see if the chat has anything to say about it. Damage Mover with a Tecton Galvantula. Yeah, I don't want to tech in the stage 1, but it seems like a cool idea. Damage, like, about the whole idea is, right, is that you Damage Mover all this damage and then max potion up the Pokemon. you could always play something like no, Super Potion doesn't exist anymore. If we had Super Potion, it wouldn't be bad either, because you could just discard one energy, manually attach one, and then you could attack anyways. If we get any really cool dark type Pokemon, like basic darks that could attack, I might be playing this with. I mean, I guess you could always play it with Hoopa, right? Because like at least you hit 160 with Hoopa. So it's not a bad card to play it with, but you're putting yourself at 160 HP because you are keeping the damage counters on it. Is there any like basic dark Pokemon, like non-GX Pokemon that could work with Incineroar? I'm not too sure. I think the deck is going to be okay. I think the deck is going to be perfectly fine. I'm not super confident in how good the deck is going to be, but the artwork is sick. It's really, really, really cool. I'm just trying to think. It'd be cool. Like you could play things like Energy Switch, I guess. I'm not really too sure. But anyways, I think the Pokemon is cool. I think the ability is cool. I think overall it's a really, really cool card. So we're gonna have to see what combos we can make with it, including with cards like Nanu, or just in general if it can survive by being a 2-hit KO deck. You can always play Kukui and make it hit 180 with a choice band. That's another option. There's no way to increase dark type damage as far as I'm aware. There's no like Delmise for dark types. But I mean, you got pretty much a nuking GX attack, and then Crush Punch is a really good attack against a lot of different Pokemon. So overall, I'm pretty excited for the card. Well, I'm definitely going to be playing around with it, toying around with it, seeing what combos I can think with it. Okay, we got Skarmory, but I'm really excited with the next card. But we'll talk about Skarmory first. Skarmory's got a big old mouth. Look at that big old mouth. This boy's got a schnoz. Calm Strike. If this Pokemon already uses a GX attack with 70 more damage. It's 2 energy, which is just kind of always makes me not interested in these kind of tech attackers. Because this would have been really cool if it was like for 1 energy you hit for 90 with a choice band. You can Oko Guardies if Guardies have used their GX attack already. But I mean, it's 2 energy, so it's already just like in the trash, just rubbish. But here's a really, really cool card in decks that can afford switching a lot. Jirachi. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may use his ability. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose 1 trainer card you find there, reveal it and put it into your hand, shuffle the other cards back into your deck, and then this card is asleep. So you want to play this card in like, this card is like, I think this card is like an instant addition to well, not really. It's a really cool addition in like Dawn Wings, like with Alter, things like that, where you can keep moving from the bench to the active and maybe just attack with Dawn Wings every turn. You switch into the Jirachi, you use the ability, you invasion back with Dawn Wings and you attack with Dawn Wings, or maybe you can just like do some Guzma plays and Jirachi can probably get you the Guzma and stuff like that. I think Jirachi is really cool in those kind of decks that play a lot of switch cards like escape ropes and switches and things like that, because you're going to be asleep, right? So you're not going to be able to retreat unless you play the escape board, but escape board is a pretty good card in this deck. The only problem is that like you have to make this active, so you're either going to be putting this active after you get knocked out or between a Guzma play, so it's not always going to be active. But the card is really, really strong. Get you any trainer card. This includes tools, supporters, trainers, or I mean stadiums and items. Like overall, like it's such a good card. You can slap them too. Look at that, you can slap them for 30. You have Solgaleo, which is a really cool combination. Metagross, Ultra Road. Oh, you can Ultra Road the Jirachi. Oh yeah, you have Devoured Field for Incineroar. So I guess Devoured Field with Choice Band means you can knock out Lele's. That's something. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I think it's a really cool card. I think everybody needs to have one of these. There's no reason. I don't think there's ever going to be a reason to be playing 2 of these. I guess you can like chain the ability in disruption decks. Like you can use Wishing Star one time, switch into another Jirachi with Wishing Star and get yourself like hammers or things like that. So there's a lot of cool ideas with like a disruption style Jirachi build. The only problem is you have a Jirachi in the active, right? So it's probably gonna get knocked out. But it's a really cool card. I think it's definitely going to be cool. I think decks that have bench space, decks that have the ability to move a lot, are going to love this Jirachi as a 1-of in their deck. Just a consistency booster, man. And that's what this format needs, more consistency. We got Bronzor here. This Bronzor is actually really, really cool, right? This Pokemon can evolve on the second player's turn or on the turn you play it. So as far as I'm aware, it can instantly evolve, which is huge for Bronzong and Expanded, because Bronzong Expanded is Malamar's ability, but you can combine that with things like Solgaleo or Duskmane or something like that. So it's a really, really, really big card, especially since we're going to be talking about this one, a really cool supporter in the back. But Bronzong, this Bronzong, not super great. Hits 70 and it confuses your opponent. So it's not really worth playing for this Bronzong. I don't know if we have any other Bronzongs in the format, but the ones that got me excited was the expanded one, because I actually used to play Bronzong Genesect as one of my first videos on the channel, like after Lucario or something like that. I don't remember when it was, but it was one of my first videos on this channel when it came to TCG channels. We got Pharaoh Seed here, continuous roll, and flip the coins until you get tails. Oh, it's like a Pyukumuku, and you guys know what we do with Pyukumuku. We are God Slayers to Pyukumuku. Our Pyukumuku knocked out a Mega Mewtwo in one hit, so we might have to do some Pharaoh Seed Pyukumuku action in the future. Alright, Ferrothorn. It's a really cool artwork. During your opponent's next turn, this opponent takes 20 less damage, whatever, throw pad. 80 damage, takes 20 damage times the number of metal energy attached to this Pokemon to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, up to 5 cards. That's interesting. So you can hit for 80 and then your bench for 100. Yo, that's kind of wild if you can set that up. It doesn't have to be basic either, so you can use cards like Counter Energy. Huh, that's going to be something that's going to be played around with. I got to figure out how to make that deck cool, but that's something I really want to do. 80 plus 100 bench snipe, that's super dope. That's like crazy dope. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. Oh man, that's really cool. Pharaoh Seed, the forbidden one. Oh yeah. Alright, let's make this go back up here. Alright, perfect. Alright, okay, we got Pawniard. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Meh. I mean, it's good if you're playing like an important Bisharp deck. Bisharp, take a look at these artworks. Whoa, Bisharp's looking sick. Yo, I always love these artworks, man. Dude, that's so cool. I've always loved Bisharp, man. I thought Bisharp was one of the coolest Gen 5 Pokemon. Dual stab, 30 damage. If the Pokemon has no damage counters on attack, does 90 more damage. So it's another way to beat Guardy. I mean, you knock him out in one hit, so Guardy techs. Power Edge, 90 damage, whatever. We got Cobalion GX, which is like, Cobalion's such a cool Pokemon. Look, so far we have Virizion GX and Cobalion, which means that we're pretty much guaranteed to get Terrakion in the next set, right? That's gonna be cool. A fighting type GX attack Pokemon that isn't Buzzlord, Buzzingtons, Buzzwole, that's what it's called. 170 HP, pretty meh. As long as this Pokemon's in play, your Pokemon with metal energies attached cannot be affected by special condition. Remove all special conditions on this Pokemon. Maybe there's like a cool combo that comes out in the future. Like you can hit a go yourself, I guess, and it won't matter. And it's any Pokemon with metal energy, not metal Pokemon, so it's a nice little tech, I guess. We'll see what happens with it in the future. 50 damage. If there's a stadium card in play, attack does 60 more damage. Oh, I actually really like this. I wish it was a 1 energy attack, right? Because that's 110 damage, and in this new format with Prism stadiums in the format, there's always going to be a stadium on board. So hitting 110 would have been so good if it wasn't for 2 energy. So overall, this card is kind of like unfortunate. It's probably only gonna be used for its ability, but its GX attack is really cool, which can go in any deck as well. During your opponent's next turn, none of your opponent's Pokemon can attack, including newly played Pokemon. So if you just need 1 turn to just be like, don't attack me next turn, I'm gonna set up and win the game the following turn, this is the Pokemon. This is a really cool Pokemon in any deck that has any space for it, that doesn't have a GX attack. Literally, you can play this in non-GX decks because you slap it down and use Iron Law, and then that can set you up. That's literally like, hey, I'm gonna win this game next turn, and you can't do anything about it because you can't attack me. You can try to Guzma me up, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm set up for the following turn. I really like Cobalion. That is definitely a card I'm gonna try to give me a 1 of. Just like a 1 of Iron Law. Just seems really strong in so many decks. Man, that's actually really cool. Your opponent's Pokemon none of your opponent's Pokemon can attack, including newly played Pokemon. So there's no way your opponent can attack, no matter what, unless they play like Ranger and Expanded. That's really dope. I really like that. I really like that attack. It's like people underestimate how important it is to just have one free turn. Ever feel like you're one turn behind? Iron Law fixes that completely. That's amazing. People are sleeping on how good this Cobalion is. That's a really, really good GX attack that can literally be thrown into any deck. I need to give me a full art of this as soon as it comes out. By the way, guys, I'm actually selling all my. I decided to dump. Well, not really dump, but I can't really afford to collect Pokemon cards anymore. So I'm actually getting rid of everything that isn't pretty much my stuff that I plan on playing in decks. So if you guys are interested, I can leave a link in the Discord to the post I made on Burbank about the cards I'm selling. So if anybody's interested in that, join the Discord first of all. Just leave a comment down below, and I will link you guys to our Discord group. Discord's dope. Of course, we always have fun there. So join the Discord. Anyways, let's talk about the rest of these Pokemon because this video has been going on for too long. We have Honedge here for 60. Lop off, flip a coin of heads, discard an energy. That's a pretty good attack. Doublade. Doublade has the ever so loved and exciting attack, Tool Drop. Attack with 30 damage times the number of Pokemon tools in play, both yours and your opponent's. So, if I remember correctly, we're getting a Genesect that allows you to attach 2 tools to it for its ability. So, as far as your tools go, if you have 4 Genesects on the board and like 1 other Pokemon in the active Doublade, let's just say 2 Doublades, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tools at most. So you can hit for, and if you have a choice band attached, you hit for 230 for Doublade. I'm assuming you're probably gonna have a Celebi on board as well because you're gonna evolve the Aegislash and use Tool Drop. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool Pokemon setup. I think the deck is legit. Is actually legit. If you play those Genesects, you just gotta be careful that you have lots of ways to switch around and you get your DCs and stuff like that. But if you build the deck around doing this setup, you could potentially be hitting for 230 all the time. You just gotta be very careful. Like the deck is very, very careful, right? But it's not bad. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it'll be like a fun tier 2 deck, tier 3 probably, but fun nonetheless. The point is that it's fun because you get to play a deck that just throws down a lot of tools, and like that's always a fun time. All right, and we got Aegislash here. Once again, you can evolve an Aegislash and use Shining Celebi to give you the cool ability, which is this Pokemon takes 40 less damage from attack, so you can tank hits for a long time. You can combine that instead of Choice Band. You could always play something like a Metal Frying Pan or something like that, and then just take even less damage from attacks. And that way you can survive forever. Shield Bash, 100 damage. It's not affected by effects of your opponent's active Pokemon. So, I mean, you can hit past Cobalion. Whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Let's talk about Klefki. As long as Pokemon's in play, your metal Pokemon's resistance becomes minus 40. I guess. It's okay, I guess. It's not super great. Alright, we got the items here, and here's where we're talking about Electric Charger. This is actually really cool. A lot of people are kind of like glossing over this card. Flip 2 coins for each head, search your discard pile for an electric power, shuffle it to your opponent, and shuffle it back into your deck. The reason why that's cool is because say you played all 4 of your electric power that turn, you can play Electric Charger and then find the electric powers again. You could potentially play like 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, let's think about the max amount of times you can use Electric Charger. Assuming you flip heads every single time, you play your 4, and then each Electric Charger puts 2 more back in the deck. So you play 4 of the Electric Chargers, you flip heads every single time. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. So you can play Electric Power 12 times in one turn. Oh my god. You can play Electric Power 12 times in one turn, meaning that you can hit what? How much damage is that? 300? 360 more damage in one turn? That's kind of crazy. You just have to find them, right? You have to draw them constantly with like whatever power, magic power that you have. You gotta draw into them. The cheese is there. I mean, if you have space for the card, I would play it personally. I don't see any problem with not playing it, because if you can find them again with like some sort of Macargo engine, that'd be really dope. So there we go. We got Dangerous Drill. This is what I was talking about earlier about discarding dark Pokemon. You can play this card. You can only play this card if you discard a dark Pokemon from your hand. Discard a Pokemon tool or special energy card from. Oh crap, we disconnected. Well, we're gonna be back online in 1 second, but I'm gonna keep recording. To tell them we'll reconnect soon, hopefully. Sorry about that. Hopefully we reconnect soon. Well, I'm going to keep going because we're still recording a video, right? Discard a Pokemon tool or special energy card from one of your opponent's Pokemon in play, or discard any stadium card. So it's going to be a lot of games where you have these things. So hopefully you don't whiff them, but it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if I'd play this card because you have to rely on your opponent having special energy card or a stadium. And I don't really like relying on that. I guess you can discard your own stadium. Do this real quick. But yeah, I mean, it's an alright card. I don't know if I would play it personally. But moving on. I'll probably go over all these cards again for the people on stream, but for the time being, we got me and you personally. We got Metal Goggles here, another way to reduce damage. Takes 30 less damage from opponent's Pokemon. It's on your Metal Pokemon only. And your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and abilities can't put damage counters on it. So there's no way for your opponent to put damage counters on you through abilities or attacks or anything like that. So that's pretty interesting. I might honestly like this more than Frying Pan. Unless we get like a bunch of fire Pokemon in meta, which, to be fair, Blacephalon is really, really good right now. So I think Frying Pan's probably better. But I still like Metal Goggles. All right, we should be back online, guys. So I will repeat the Dangerous Drill and Metal Goggles for you guys in a second, but I'm gonna keep going. We did talk about Nanu. Now, what I was talking about earlier, for the Bronzong is actually this Jasmine. Search your deck for a Metal Pokemon, reveal and put it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you are the second player and use this on your first turn, you can search your deck for up to 5 Metal Pokemon instead. So you can literally search up 3 Bronzors, 2 Bronzongs, and just evolve into 2 Bronzongs and have a Bronzor down turn 1 with Jasmine. So if you're playing Bronzong Expanded, I think Jasmine is a must, because if you're forced to go second, it's an amazing turn 1 card. So there we go, something to consider for you guys that are playing. And then we have Black Market, the last card we're going to talk about here. Actually, we haven't looked at these images. Jasmine's always like, she's a little cutie. She's got that big old bow. She's got a big old bow. Alright, Black Market, another broken stadium for these broken dark types, right? Prism Star Stadium, so whenever either player, as long as it stays in play, whenever a player uses an item supporter from your hand, prevent all effects of those cards done to that stadium. So you can't really use your Dangerous Drill to get rid of Black Market, but Black Market's a pretty cool stadium. As long as when either plays Dark Pokemon with Dark Energy attached to it is knocked out by damage from opponent's attack, the opponent takes 1 less prize card. So it's good in that Incineroar deck we were mentioning earlier, and like we mentioned earlier with Yveltal, if you can just keep attacking the Yveltal and your Black Market literally never leaves, it's a really good attack. Of course, people are going to be playing counter stadiums. I feel like every deck in format will be playing a stadium from now on, so this will only last you so long, but it's still a really, really, really good card. It'll last you a couple turns. If you can make the stick 1 or 2 turns, and you just can really take advantage of a game. So Black Market, really good card. But that's gonna be the set, guys. This video was a lot longer than I was expecting it to be, because there's really only like 2 or 3 Pokemon I really care to talk about in this deck, but it's really cool exploring options. Once again, shout outs to PokeBeach, shout outs to our sponsors at Guardian Gaming, and don't forget to like the video if you have not already. Thank you to the chat for hanging out. I do apologize about the disconnect. You guys know how it is in my house. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video there. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share all the good jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.